Billionaire investor Carl Icahn finding his latest activist target in biotech firm Illumina, taking issue with that company's acquisition of Grail, which specializes in cancer testing. The deal being contested right now by European regulators. Mr. Icahn nominating 3 people to that company's board and gearing up for a fight. He joins us now to discuss that issue and, of course, the state of the markets, the economy, the Fed. Carl, welcome back. It's nice to talk to you today.
Yeah, good to talk to you, Scott.
You know, we're going to get to the Illumina thing in a minute, but just given where we've been over the past few days, I want to get to the markets first. And I want your take on what you think has transpired here over the past few days from a market standpoint.
Yeah, I don't think it's the last few days necessarily. I think we have some major problems in our economy. Maybe they'll be fixed, but you just look at many, many factors. We've, been on a spending spree, and, the rising tide, tide lifts all ships, but a lot of people in our economy are not doing well, obviously. The net worth of the median household is nothing, basically. And you just look at what is going on. I think Powell really has to raise interest rates sooner or later. I can't talk about next week or even next month, but inflation is the worst thing an economy can have, and I think people underrate that. If you look in history, every hegemony has been destroyed by inflation, or almost everyone. I mean, just go back to Rome. That's what happens. And one of our major problems, I think, in this economy right now is there's no leadership on the corporate level. Forget politically, and I'm not going to get into politics, but I think you do feel that in Washington, nobody knows what's really going on. But forgetting that, in our corporations, and I've lived with that, all my life, basically, and companies today really have, with many exceptions, many exceptions, leadership is worse than mediocre. And that's why we are so successful. I mean, not because we're geniuses, but because you go into a company today, and that's what we've done over and over and over again, and it's really horrible what you find in many of them. Just
we're going to get to we'll get to your latest one, as I mentioned in a minute. But I just want to drill down on this for a moment. So you think the Fed should keep going? You think the Fed should continue to raise interest rates despite what we just witnessed with, the bank failures?
Well, in a way, they go together. I mean, bank failure is a manifestation of the leadership in our companies and the way they spend money. And you really have a moral hazard if you just keep bailing them out. In this case, I'm not going to opine on trying to save some poor people, although the depositors in Silicon Valley weren't exactly poor people. But that's not the issue. The issue is you have to stop inflation. So you say, did we keep going on? I don't think you have a choice. If you don't keep going on, I really believe that the problem of inflation can become such that it's very difficult to get out of it. Hey, maybe there's something we could, that happens. Maybe there's some miracle, but you do have inflation. I mean, look, if you stop, if they don't raise rates next week or next month, I don't know, but I really don't think this is a choice, Scott. I think you can't have inflation in this country. You're paying the price. If you've gone out on a binge, you spent the family wealth, and you just keep spending, at the end you pay the price for it. I mean, and that's what this country has done.
I want your reaction to what Citadel's Ken Griffin told the FT about this very issue, in which he suggested that the government should not have bailed out all of the depositors. He said, quote, "The U.S. is supposed to be a capitalist economy, and that's breaking down before our eyes. There's been a loss of financial discipline with the government bailing out depositors in full." What do you make of that statement? He also goes after the regulator, but what do you think about that?
I can't opine on what Griffin is saying there, because I don't quite understand where it goes. But I am saying that he's right, that our system is breaking down, and that absolutely have a major problem in our economy today. And I'm not going to opine on whether or not you bail out a bank or something like that. But you can't have the country feeling that it doesn't matter if they save. It doesn't matter because they can spend all the money they want. You can do whatever you want because the government will bail you out. You can't. He's right about that. You can't have that.